We've all been there. We make plans for our lives, where we want to live, what career we want to pursue, when we want to get married, when we want children. We even plan our days down to the smallest details. But what happens when things don't go according to our plan? So a few years ago, I was up for a job that seemed like the perfect opportunity. I had everything prepared. The interviews went well. I had the skills they needed, and the salary was exactly what I wanted. But when the rejection came, I was devastated. I couldn't understand why God would close that door, especially when I had worked so hard for it. What I didn't realize at the time was that God had something better in store for me. That rejection led me to start True Love's Corner, a platform where I could speak to so many of you and encourage hearts. So looking back, I'm so thankful for that closed door because it led me to my true purpose. So how many times have you tried to control your life only to face disappointment? It's natural to want control, but God's plan for us is always bigger than anything we can imagine. So when we let go and let God, we make room for His perfect timing and His perfect will. Hello, dear ones of the True Love Tribe. Welcome back to True Love's Corner, a place where faith speaks, hearts are lifted, and real stories breathe life into our walk with God. I'm Esther, and today we step into something every soul has wrestled with: the mystery of God's plan. You may have stood at that crossroads before, when your plan seemed solid, your goals within reach, but then something shifted. A closed door, a detour, a long pause, and you were left asking, God, why this way? Today, we reflect on why God's plan is always better. Through real moments of surrender, quiet seasons of waiting, and doors that led to new purpose, we will find that His way is not only higher, but full of purpose and peace. So in this journey, you will uncover why our human plans often fall short of what God has in store. True stories of yielding to God and what was discovered in the process. Also, the blessings and clarity that come when we stop striving and start trusting. And lastly, simply ways to step into God's will even when the way forward feels foggy. So let's begin.
You're welcome to True Love's Corner, where purpose meets love, and Jesus is the center of it all. Let's go.
Surrendering is not easy. We often think that if we give up control, we will lose out on the things that we desire most. But here's the truth: God's plan is always better than ours, even when we can't see it in the moment. So let me share this personal story with you about the season of waiting. There was a time when I felt God telling me to wait for a relationship that would honor Him. It wasn't easy. Trusting God meant letting go of all the relationships I thought I wanted. I felt lonely at times and questioned whether waiting was worth it. But God showed me something amazing through that season of waiting. It was during this time that I grew closer to Him, built my relationship with Stephen, my amazing and wonderful husband, and found a deeper sense of peace. When we surrendered our desires to God's will, He didn't just meet us halfway, He exceeded our expectations in every way. Do you find yourself fighting against God's timing? Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting that He knows what's best for you and that His timing is perfect. So even when things seem delayed, God is still at work behind the scenes. So now, I want to talk about how God's plans are bigger than ours. Sometimes we can't see the bigger picture, but God sees everything. His plans are rooted in love, purpose, and eternity. So a few years ago, I was presented with an opportunity that seemed far beyond what I thought I could do. It was intimidating and overwhelming, and I initially doubted myself. But I decided to trust that God has opened the door for a reason. So as I walked through it, I found purpose and fulfillment in ways I couldn't have imagined. God didn't just give me success. He gave me a chance to share His love and message with so many people. Something I never planned or expected. So when you look back on your life, how many times can you see that God has something bigger in mind than what you were originally pursuing? God's plan always leads us to a place of abundance and fulfillment, even when the path looks unfamiliar. So there's a place that comes with surrendering to God's will. It's the peace that passes all understanding. A peace that doesn't come from circumstances, but from trusting in God's faithfulness. So there was a season when I was overwhelmed with fear and anxiety about the future. The unknowns in my life were clouding my judgment, and I didn't know where to turn. One night, in the middle of all my worry, I prayed simply, God, I trust you. Take this burden from me. And in that moment, I felt a wave of peace wash over me. I realized that surrendering to God's will wasn't about having all the answers, but trusting that He would lead me step by step. Have you ever experienced that moment of peace when you've surrendered your concerns to God? It's a peace that comes when you stop striving and start trusting. When we surrender, we stop fighting for control, and in return, God gives us rest. So why is God's plan always better than ours? It's because He sees the end from the beginning. He knows what's in store for us, and His plans are designed to prosper us, to give us hope, and to bring glory to His name. So when we surrender our plans to God, we open the door to a future far greater than anything we could have imagined. So as we close today's video, I want to encourage you to surrender whatever you are holding on to. Let go of the fear, the doubt, and the control. Trust that God's plan for your life is far better than anything you could ever plan for your life or for yourself. Thank you so much for being here today, my amazing T2 squad. Remember, God's plan is always better than ours, and He's always working for our good. Don't be afraid to surrender your life to Him. He will lead you to greater things than you could ever imagine. Until next time, shalom. Bye.
hard to do, but instantly will offer some strife. Hey.